Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, great for recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe. Leave the video a like. Drop me a comment, and by all means, share it with somebody who might get something out of it. Other than that, let's get into it, guys. Guys, just for today, NA meditation today is about comparing, and I like this topic because it's great to compare where you are today as opposed to where you were yesterday. That is a comparison you always want to make, and that's really the only comparison you want to make. Guys, we're all human beings. We're all the same, yet we're all different. Well, I like to say different yet equal, right? At the end of the day, particularly those of us in addiction and recovery, we have two things in common: the suffering of addiction and the desire and the need and the beauty of recovery. And that's great, and it's funny because we can be such different people and yet have such similar experiences, similar hopes, similar problems, and often similar solutions. Yet sometimes somebody in particularly somebody in early recovery will look at somebody else that has a similar amount of clean time, and if they're at a different spot in life, will feel like maybe they're not doing something right, or they're not trying hard enough, or they're not as lucky as them, and nothing good comes of that, guys. The important thing is to compare yourself from where you were, and as long as you're making positive progress, you're making positive strides, and you're doing good things, and you're trying to expand, and you're giving your best, then that's beautiful. That's the only comparison. It's the only equitable equation you're going to get out of comparison. Anything other than that, it's just going to be a thief of joy. And it's so incredibly important to follow our joy, guys. The whole point of expansion and doing better in life is that just so you can be happy. It's not about collecting shiny trinkets. It's not about, how many days or how many months or how many years. Because at the end of the day, guys, we all have 24 hours sober, or any of us. Never mind, let's remove recovery from the equation altogether. Every one of us has one day to live today, and tomorrow you get to live today all over again, and you can always restart and change your today tomorrow to make it a better one. And that's the only way you want to compare, is compare your today from your today yesterday, and make sure that you're trying a little harder. You're taking the lessons that you learned yesterday and you're applying them to today. And that's beautiful. If you do, I promise your life will get better. It will continue to get better. Mine is skyrocketing in beauty. I absolutely love my life because I'm living my lessons. I'm applying the lessons that I learned to my life, and it's working incredibly well. And again, I found my higher power. I will continue to talk about that in every video because it is the absolute biggest difference between this rebirth that I'm enjoying right now and every other failed attempt that I had at recovery. And I used to say I did. I thought I did because I would stop and say my prayers here and there, but they weren't. They were hollow. I would literally say one, Our Father, and that was pretty much it. I didn't speak to my God, to my higher power, whom I choose to call God. Call use what you will. I always say this also, guys. Because again, what we tend to do is we tend to compare. Oh well, my form of I won't even call it religion because I'm not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person. My spiritual program is better than yours, or yours is different than mine. I call mine this, you call yours this. You must be wrong. No, absolutely not, guys. It is all generally the same with a different wrapping, and no one who among us can say what is right and what is wrong. And if there was such a difference that it was important, you don't think it would be incredibly known? Like, you know what I mean? Somebody would, some form, shape, or form would come down and show us and let us know the proper against the improper. So all this fighting in between, because my form of spirituality is better than your form of spirituality or religion, it's crazy, guys. That's insane. What you're doing is you're comparing and you're stealing the joy. Simple as that. Never mind taking it to that level and going out and fighting wars over it. That's just insane. That's absolutely insane. Guys, the idea in life is to be happy. And the thing of it is, what I never understood, and I understand so incredibly well now, that being happy is a choice, and when you choose to be happy, things get better. Now, we're incredibly we're incredible people in the humans in general. It's amazing what we're capable of. Look what we've done. So we can put our head down and just bull our way through to get things accomplished. But that doesn't necessarily mean there's joy in it, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best way to get there. And this is something I've recently had to learn, because I always thought as long as I was getting somewhere, I was producing dollars, I was being of value to somebody, that gave me value, and it was never the case. I had value when I chose to be my authentic self. I gave myself a lot more value when I decided to stop pouring into myself and letting my true personality come out. It's amazing, guys. I was so worried about who I was and what mattered to me, and come to find out, I'm an amazing person. I love the person I am today. I'd like to help other people. I like to make a difference in the community. I like to be a part of something. And I like to be a part of something positive. I like to stand up for those that can't stand up for themselves. And I never want to oppress anybody. I never choose to impose my will upon somebody else unless I'm stepping in and stopping them from oppressing somebody else. Like, I respect the hell out of myself for that. I'm come to find the person that I am is somebody that I love dearly. And that's great because now I'm putting all this energy into it. And because I'm putting all this energy of love and just, positive things into me and those around me, I'm suddenly finding this flow. And it's funny, the less hard I work at changing things and making things happen and just wake up every day with a blank slate and say, God, help me to be the best person I can today. Help me to make good decisions today. Help me to inspire somebody to carry a good message and to uplift as many of those around me as I possibly can. That's all I ask for. And I'm getting these amazing, amazing opportunities because God, Buddha, Spirit, Allah, Universe, God, Goddess, whatever you want to call it, sees what I'm doing and says, hey, this kid's onto something. He's doing a good thing here. Let's give him more. He's being a good steward of resources, so let's give him more. And that's really, and again, I'm not a PhD. I'm not, somebody anybody has to listen to. But if you look at the culmination of what I'm doing and what's happening in my life, nobody's going to sit there and disagree that I'm certainly seem to be on the right track, and amazing, amazing opportunities are just being, dropped in front of me because I'm doing the right thing with them today, right? And here's a prime example. Yesterday I got a phone call and offered a job this morning. I said, yep, of course I'll do it. And it was a job from my former company. But my former boss, as usual, was out running amok and didn't call the customer back. The customer called me again last night, verified, said, yep, no problem, I'll be there. And sure enough, I was there first thing this morning. And as I called the customer to report what I found, she's, oh my God, I just got a text from the other guy. I called him first. Well, what do you want me to do? And I said, no problem. I said, I got other work. I'll head out. And she's like, oh, and she felt terrible. And I'm like, Stephanie, there's absolutely no need to. I'm not worried about it. As long as I know his guys, and I'm like, as a matter of fact, I'll take it one further. I called his guys because I know he's out of town. I called the guys because I used to work with the guys and my friends, and made sure that not only they were coming, but I let them know what they were going to need when they got there to make it easier for them. Like, I didn't have any resentment for that. I didn't have any, animosity about it. And she was shocked by that. And she's like, I've already told the other guy that I'm going to use both of you. I'll make sure the next couple of jobs that come up, I give to you. And she goes, I really want to help you get your company off the ground. I feel terrible taking this out of your hands, especially when you're already there. And I'm like, Stephanie, absolutely not. The last thing I want to do is be here when the other guys get here and they got to call back and tell the boss that I'm there taking his client, even though he knows I work for the lady. But she did call him first, and he did come through, and that's fine. I bought out and I drove away, and I felt like $1,000,000 for it because it was a great opportunity to not have to be, oh look, I'm better than you because I'm clean and sober, and no, I don't have to do that today, guys. I don't have to impose my will and prove a point to anybody. And again, what I did was showed the customer just how easy I am to work with, and it's just that much more confidence they have in me. And they're going to throw me, I guarantee, the next big job that they have to make sure they're going to give to me. It's going to be much, much better paying. And then ironically, the guys end up calling me later, and they go, oh my God, what a nightmare that job turned into. We thought it was one leak, it ended up being about 15. We're still here chasing them down. We're going to lose our shirts on this job. Just again, every time I make a good decision, guys, it's amazing how quickly things turn around and show me that I'm making the right decision by trying to be the better person. The only comparison I make is I compare myself today to the person that I used to be. And when I see that come up, it's beautiful because I immediately know what I used to do. So I know what to do now, the opposite of what I used to do. And it works out incredibly well. You know, I could sit there and compare myself with so many different people. My friend Doug, and oh Jesus, when he was 50, he was worth 14 million. Oh no, everybody's different, guys. We're all given a different set of circumstances. Right now, I'm being given a beautiful set of circumstances, and it's because I have decided to do it on my own, to not do what other people do, not mimic other people, but to stop reacting to things and look at my situation and respond in the best way possible. And I'm being shown that I'm on the right track because I'm making good decisions and I'm getting amazing rewards. And it's absolutely shockingly beautiful, guys. I was the biggest one to compare. Like, oh, well, if I don't do this, well, I don't want to do this because no, guys. I just look at my whole life, and this is literally, it's the BCAD thing. Only for me, it's BR and AR. Before rehab and after rehab, and I was a completely different person before rehab. And that person was a mess, and that person couldn't get out of his own way, and that person couldn't handle the responsibilities that I'm handling today. AR, after rehab, I've become a whole new person, and I love the person I am today. I love the opportunities that I'm being given today, and I love the fact that I can responsibly handle and act appropriately in situations. Again, I still fall short. I still catch myself making mistakes, but I'm noticing I'm not making the same mistakes again because I'm paying attention to them, and I'm being obedient. I'm being faithful, and I'm just trying to be the best person I can, not for anybody else, but for myself. And that's the beauty of it, guys. If I was trying to do this to impress somebody, it wouldn't work because it wouldn't be real. At the end of the day, energy flows where attention goes. And my attention is on being the best person I can and building a life the best way that I can. And energy is just being poured into it for not only myself, but everybody around me. I think I said it in some early videos. I feel like I've cracked the code, and now I'm sure that I have. And it's literally, guys, just being faithful, knowing that there's a higher power, building a relationship with that higher power, taking leaps of faith to show that higher power that I believe and I'm trusting. Because I've taken some huge gambles here, guys, huge gambles, and they've paid off like that because I've been intentional about it, and I've said and I've talked about it in prayer, and I've talked about it in meditation, I've thought about it in meditation, and then I've taken action on all of it. And even when it looked like the silliest thing in the world, like one in a trillion shot, it's come in every single time, guys. It's no longer gambling on things when you know if you do the right things and the right thing. But here's the thing. I've also removed my definition of what the right thing is. I do what I know is right action, but I'm not defining the reward because I know it's going to be good, and that's all that matters. I know that if I'm doing the right thing's going to happen for me. I don't know the end result. Every time I try to put my spin on what I want the end result to be, I fail, or I undersize it, I overlook it, or I'm looking at it the wrong way. So I'm keeping an open mind and just following the signs and synchronicities, looking at what's going on and saying, okay, this is leading me this way, so let me walk that way. And as simple as that, guys. I don't have to know where I'm going. All I have to know is that things, and because I can look around and see that life is expanding in every which way I work, and every which way there is. When I walked into the supply house, I think that was Monday morning. Was it Monday? I think it was Sunday. It was Monday or Tuesday morning. No, it's only Wednesday, so it was Monday morning. I walked in the supply house, and I wish I could remember her name. I'll remember her name, but I hadn't been in there. I mean, I've probably been in there once since I've been home from rehab, and I used to be in there, just about daily picking up stuff. And the girl behind the counter, didn't recognize me, but as soon as she heard my voice, she realized who I was, and she was literally shocked. She said, "I don't know what you're doing, but you keep doing. You're doing great." And then I explained to her what's going on, and we had a great conversation. And literally, she just sat there, eyes wide, mouth open, like it is absolutely shocking to me. And when I told her that I become sober, I loved it because she's like, what? And I told her I was coming out in a couple of days. I'll have 6 months. And she's like, what? You've made the commitment. I really hope you follow through because clearly it's looking good on you. Look how good you look. You're like literally, she did not recognize who I was until I spoke. That made me feel like $1,000,000, guys, and I get a lot of that today because that's not what I'm trying to do. I didn't say let me transform myself so when I walk in places, people are shocked at how good I look because I'm not the model. I'm never gonna be. And I don't care about that. But when you compare me to what I used to look like, it's a shocking transformation, and that's the only comparison I want to make today. Is me to where I used to be, as opposed to where I am and where I'm going, and that's the only one that's worthwhile. It's the only equitable equation comparison is going to give you. Guys, that is the video today. Thank you so much for being here. Always remember, God loves you. I love you so very much. Thank you for being here. We'll see you in the next one.